Welcome everybody, it's Migueltio, North Korea Latino, and we're live here on a Sunday afternoon, or it could be any afternoon for that matter, whenever you got time to get in the kitchen. We're going to make some arepas today. If you've been in New York City lately, maybe you've noticed that arepas are getting bigger, more popular, more trendy. They should be with this whole gluten-free thing going on, because guess what? Arepas do not have any gluten in them. They're made with corn flour, no wheat. What are arepas? They are like Venezuelan and Colombian. Kind of both countries share them in their cultural food. They're kind of like little pockets. Think of pita bread, a little smaller as far as the size and the diameter and everything. They're like little small sandwiches that you stuff with ingredients, and they fit right in the hand, and you can eat them, and they're awesome. I read an article a couple years ago that they're like the new tortilla. And again, gluten-free. That's the key to all you health food people out there getting on that kick. And that's good for anybody for that matter. Doesn't matter if it's that way or the other way. Gluten-free. Anyways, we're going to make some arepas today. If you don't know how to start, go to the store where they have Goya and get masa arepa. This is the white kind. You got the yellow kind too. It all depends on which color the corn flour is. But masa arepa, white or yellow, is any good. Both of them do well. I'm using the white today. Take 2 cups of masa arepa, put it in a bowl. Whammo bammo. And a teaspoon of salt. There are online or long way recipes you can use if you just get plain cornmeal as well. But masa arepa is more convenient, you know, you don't have to go and get this and that and that. Throw it in. Woo! And then 3 cups of water. This is a 2-cup measure I have here, so you're going to take the first 2 cups, fill it up. There are several arepa places in New York, and that number is growing, I don't know, by the week practically. It's like the hottest food trend as far as the Latin food goes. 1 more cup. And then I'm going to mix it. Find me a good wooden mixing spoon. You're making a dough here, folks. Mix it thoroughly. Get it so it's nice and smooth, like baking a cake, you know what I'm saying? And then once that dough is nice and smooth, let it rest for 5 minutes, like a lot of bread recipes do. You knead the dough and you let it rest and all that. Same thing here, give it 5 minutes to rest after it's smooth, but much more firm. Don't let it be soggy and, well, it's going to be a little wet, but don't let it be like real sloppy. Get it nice and firm before you let it rest, so it can be made into dough balls. Kind of like tortillas get that way. Something where you're going to be able to shape it. Don't let it still be floating around in there. I'd say it's getting that firmness right now. So I'm going to let it stand for the 5 minutes. Set my timer. Timer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we will be back. Alright, now this we have to preheat. This, folks, is not your grandmother's old home hair dryer. Remember those things in the 70s? Anybody from that generation practically looked like this thing, except they had that tube coming out the back and then the funky little thing they put on their head. This is not one of those, okay? This is an austere arepa maker, an areparia, okay? You're like, that's cheating. No, it makes it more fun that way, okay, than trying to do it in a pan, alright? You open this thing up, and there's your troughs where the dough is going to go. And you preheat this thing by, in the troughs, Get a little non-fat cooking spray. Getting out right now. Spray the trough. Just with a little bit. Which what I like to do is I like to spray it with a little bit. And then get something to wipe it around with. Like a paper towel. That way you're kind of moving stuff around instead of just being a big gob of it all in the middle. And then take some of this collected on your paper towel and wipe the above parts too. So what you're going to do is preheat this thing. On the back of it is a timer. And once you plug it in, you get that timer going. That's what preheats it. Don't preheat it closed. You got to have it open or you're going to have mangled mess. Okay? So here's the timer. Alright? This thing is what you're going to use when you cook with it, a tube. And you don't want to go all the way over. It goes from the little part all the way over to the big part. And the further you go, when it comes to making your arepas, the darker there you will get. You want them to get done real well. You don't want them to get sloppy arepas when they come out of this thing. Well, anyways, you don't need to preheat it that long. So I'm going to go about, medium. And it's cool because this thing kind of makes it sound like a kid's toy. It's like it has the ding at the end, kind of like your Easy Bake Oven timer. But it's a little more sophisticated than that. So, anyways, I've got it going. I'm going to have this up. I'm going to plug it in so it'll be preheating all the way until. And see now, I can show you. And I'm not putting it all the way down. The light is on. The light is on. That means it's preheating. So you preheat your arepa while this is getting going. And then over here, we've got the dough, baby. It's ready to be shaped into little patties. Kind of like making burgers, you know what I mean? And you just make room to set them down. A little pile in your hand. And shape them. Ready to go in those troughs. And these are what make arepas. And of course, once you close that thing down, just like a waffle iron, it's going to cook them. Give them about the shape, not that they're going to be that hard, like hockey pucks, alright? Think hockey pucks. But they're going to be much tastier than a hockey puck. Not some bad roll that ended up being like a hockey puck at some family gathering. Anyway, here they are. A little more up close. Alright, the timer just went off, so I'm going to take the arepas, my shaped arepas, and put them in the trough. See how they fit? Just got to be careful around this. I'm moving really fast with my hands because it gets hot, you know. This is a preheated device, so you can't just go feeling anywhere you want. Put them in the trough. Nice and shaped like a disc. What they're going to be. More of the dough on that one. And then, like I said, you close it right down. There's no lock or anything on it. And I'm going to turn my timer so they get pretty dark. I want them to be pretty done. And that's going to cook while that's all going. Now we're talking fillings. There's all kinds of arepa fillings. I'm going to preheat this skillet here. Spray it with non-stick cooking spray. Get it good and saturated there. Got your spatula. Kind of won't scratch it. I'm going to start by sauteing some onion. Get that onion so it's starting to get nice and soft, translucent. Starting to sizzle here. Now I'm going to add to it some fajita beef. I mean, whatever meat you use, you're going to put meat in it. You want it to be nice and cut up thin to begin with. We're not talking some huge honking chalupa at Taco Bell here. You know, the pocket isn't going to hold some big slab of something or other. So you want it to be sliced in. So I got some fajita beef that's already that way. And I'm going to saute that with the onion. Well, it's kind of low fat. It's not hugely adorned in fat either, so it's good for you that way. I'm going to season this with something. This is banana sauce. Seriously, banana sauce. Pour a little over it. Not a terribly hot sauce, so you're not talking about 5-alarm fire here. It gives it some spice, you know, it gives it some taste. Once it gets going, turn this down to low. Let that mix in really well. Look how moist and juicy that's getting. So once it is, set it aside, and you can start another ingredient. Now I kept some of my onions in the pan, and I'm going to saute them with some chicken. Again, nice and low fat. Mix it around nice and thorough. I'm going to add just a little shake of banana sauce to this pan too, just so the chicken doesn't get to be dry as a bone. Not as much as the beef, just to get it in there, you know. I'm going to add a little cooking wine to this too, just to give it some, no, reduce it with the heat. Cook it right into the meat. The meat with the heat. Alright, so we are ready to take these out. And they can sit in the trough for a little bit after the buzzer's gone off, because it'll keep them nice and warm under there. They won't burn or anything. They are done, nice and firm. Taking them out. And I'm going to take a serrated knife and slice one open here. And you usually try to slice it open a portion, not all the way. You're not making a burger roll here. Try to get it so it's still connected. You know what I'm saying? And you know what you can do too is take some out of the middle. Kind of like they do with the bread with Cuban sandwiches, is take some of the stuff out of the middle. Because that didn't get as firm as the outsides. And this will give you more room to put stuff in. The arepas I've had at places, you can tell they've done that. And now you just dispose of, you know, you don't need it. Now like, ooh, I'm going to make something out of it. Now just get rid of it. And now some ingredients to add. This is going to be some of my beef. This comes out the way I made it, almost like a pabellon, which is a huge dish in Venezuela. I'm going to sprinkle over the top of it some grated farmer's cheese. You know, the white cheese and stuff you see in some of the sections in any of the stores that sell Mexican cheese. You can use that, you can use goat cheese. Look at that arepa. Totally awesome. Take another one and do the same thing. And when you put some ingredients in these things, don't be afraid to stuff it good in there. Jam that stuff in there. You don't want this to be one little piece. It can hold it. Don't you worry. It's a plain beef one. Yeah, it's gonna fall out, but so what? It's good stuff. It's like getting a chili dog at the ballpark, you know what I'm saying, with all the works. Jeez, one little piece on one stay. There you go. We'll do a chicken one next. Now some chicken. Pollo. These are tasty. I tell you that by experience. There you go. Now this chicken one, I'm going to add a little spoonful of hummus in. Like, whoa, baby. And I got some spinach. Some spinach over there. Veggies find their way into arepas like crazy. I've seen vegetarian arepas, throw a veggie. Lettuce, tomatoes, spinach, onions, whatever you want you can put in an arepa. Just like your vegetarian subs at Subway, you know? Get in there, chicken. Hey, get in there! Let's put another small one in over here. This one fell out. So we are making some arepas tonight. And boy do they look good. Alright, so the arepas are ready. And if you want to know where to go in New York to get some good arepas, there's the Arepas Grill, 2119 Broadway in Astoria, Queens. They were awesome. Went there last week with my friend Shay. Thank you for bringing me there, Shay. It was great food. I wouldn't have known where that was if you didn't take me. It's beautiful. The Arepas Grill. There's also El Cocotero. That's in Manhattan. Down on 18th Street in Chelsea. El Cocotero. There's their insignia. There's Cachapas y Mas up on Douglas Street in Washington Heights. I've been there. Of course, Cachapas they feature, but there's also arepas. They have awesome food. That's a little more like a fast food place. These other places are more like the more classier restaurants. And the place that started it all, Caracas Arepa Bar, down in Lower Manhattan. Caracas. And they have a Brooklyn location as well. And like I said, there's other arepa places all around New York these days. They're popping up like hotcakes. I wouldn't be surprised, you baseball fans, to go down if sometime soon. If not already, you can go to Yankee Stadium and see the Yankees, or go to the Mets at Citi Field, and I bet you they'd have arepas at concessions. There's probably arepa trucks around places too. I hope you enjoy anything you're having for dinner tonight. This is Migueltio, Latino saying enjoy food and try an arepa sometime.